Go, Instagram. What's up, everybody? Welcome. It's another edition of the Very Funny Podcast. Kamil Alexander coming in strong with the follow immediately on Twitch. We are now live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome. It looks like we're going to hit 1,000 followers maybe today on Twitch, which will be very, very fun. Just making sure that on Twitch, all the resolutions are available. Hello, everybody, and welcome to what's going to be another great episode today of the Very Funny Podcast. Gather round, my friends. We are getting ready, welcoming you all from all over the place. Let's play some music for you guys. Yes, let's start off the show with some music. How about that? Last time we ended it. Let's kick it off. Some guitar for you guys. Shout you guys good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everybody. How's it going? All right. Here we go. Welcome to my other Nemr. There's another Nemr in the YouTube. That's not me. That bastard got the channel name. He got Nemr. Now I know you. I know where you live. No, I don't. I don't know where you live. I don't. Thank you, Michael Bea. What's up, everybody? Come on in. Thank you so much, Sound. If I play some metal riffs, I'm not set up for metal. I'm set up for some feelings. You know what I'm saying? Or at least I thought I was. Why is there no sound? Well, that's good to know that I popped it in. What did I do? Did I connect everything? Oh, I put the jack in the headphone slot. That'll do that. So let's put it in the right slot. Nice, Nemr. Well done. There we go. Welcome, Ryan Mortanius. How's it going? Twitch people, what's up? We're back again. Fadi Saab, Peter Al-Khabout, what up? Hey, peeps. Ramzi Abuzaki, good to see you. Hello, Fuad Nakhli. How's it going? Norma Zakaria, good to see you. You guys want some tunes? We can start it off with some nice, delicious music. You can't see the guitar, can you? There we go. Just so you don't think I'm making this shit up. We're playing here. You saw the mistake out of all things. That's what you saw. I disappointed my family. Show, man. Jim Gaffigan joining us today. I hope you guys are excited. I really hope you are, because I am. I sure as hell am, man. Let's welcome everybody onto the chat. What's up? The Zeka is with us right now. Good to see you again, my brother. We're gonna play some guitar at the end of the show, of course, as always. Yes. Let's get back into frame. Peter Al-Khabout. At the end of the show, we'll do it for sure. Mir Haddad, let's dance. Mortanius in the chat, my best friend. Yazan Fanous, how's it going? Mahmoud Kibbe, welcome everybody. Khalil Atiye, that's a Washburn, my man. I love that guitar. Rachel Freya, welcome back. Ramzi Abuzaki, everybody pouring in. Good to see you, man. I hope you guys are excited today for the podcast. I sure as hell am. So today we got a special guest. With us is none other than the legendary, the man himself, Jim Gaffigan. Good to see you. Kharba on Twitch. Good to see you. Who else do we got? Let me make it full screen so I can see all of your chats. How long did you rehearse that solo? Oh, dude, I practiced. Trust me, I'm not naturally good. Hi from Qatar, Psycho Mentos. Good morning from Los Angeles. Nazar, good to see you here, man, after talking to you on the WhatsApp. Everybody, make sure to add me on the WhatsApp. Send your name and your city to the WhatsApp number so that we can call, we can talk, I can reply to you guys. How is this still not live? We're live. What are you talking about? We're live. We're live. Enjoy. Dope hat. Thank you, man. My hair has become so unruly that it's a disaster. All right, it's an absolute disaster. Let me tell you. So yeah, hit me up on the WhatsApp. Send your name and where you live so that we put you in the contact system. It's a good groovy Washburn day indeed. We got Mimo Rida with us today. Hannah Sayed, hello from New York. Hello. Kareem Yamut, good vibes always. George Fudd, we are live, man. eDubs87, holla from Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. Everybody pouring in. Rasha Hassan, good to see you from Nigeria, Africa. Who else we got? Ayman Shamieh, I'm sure it's not as disastrous as mine. Not sure what you're talking about exactly. Ramadan Kareem, Adam, of course, to everybody out there, all my Muslim brothers and sisters. Ramadan Kareem. Regarding a haircut, Norma Zakaria, I have something very interesting to announce. I have ordered a hair clipper so that I can fix my beard, and I got like a comb that has like heat in it so that you can brush the beard out and then fix it up because I don't know what I'm doing. And I got hair clippers. So I'm just waiting for them to arrive. I've ordered them online. When they arrive, we will live stream what will either be an absolute disaster or a great success. I will do my hair myself. Have I done this before? No. Should I be doing this? Absolutely not. Is it completely unnecessary? Yes, it is. I'm going to go to my beard first because the beard shouldn't be too difficult because it's on your face, easy to see. Then I'm going to try to maybe not touch the top of the hair, just fade it all in. That's kind of what I'm going to try to do. We'll do it live so that we have a record of the disaster. Thank you, Jad. I appreciate it. I am going to do it live, 100%. Guys, today we have a very special guest with us. Jim Gaffigan is going to be joining us. One of the greatest comedians of all time. An incredible stand-up. One of my personal favorites. I'm very excited about today because Jim has been an inspiration for me. His style of comedy. My dad and my mom absolutely love him because he's a clean comic. So they've always given me that comment. You know, ليه ما بتكون مثل Jim? Why aren't you like Jim? More like Jim. And because he's really that good. It's tough to make comedy that's good when it's clean. He's brilliant. He's funny. And he's our special guest today. And Jim Gaffigan is an incredible comic, but I just saw a movie for him called American Dreamer. I highly recommend it. It was absolutely outstanding. It was tough to watch. It's violent and it's not funny. It's a drama, and to see him in a drama role was something amazing. Another really cool thing about Jim Gaffigan is every day at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, he's in New York, he does a thing on YouTube called Dinner with the Gaffigans, and it's from his house, and he does a dinner and raises money for healthcare workers during the pandemic. So he just has dinner live, online, on stream, and people basically donate money, and all the money goes to the healthcare workers, which is amazing. So we're going to be talking about all of that stuff today. He's a family guy. If you're familiar with his stand-up, and I know a lot of you guys are familiar with his stand-up, you know he talks a lot about food. He loves eating. That's something, of course, I love, everybody loves. So we have all of that to look forward to today. His subtlety is second to none. Khalil Atiyi, correct in the thing. Where did the comments go on the screen? So Monday is a big day to deal with it. Your AC. I don't know if I'm going to cut my hair on Monday. I'm waiting for everything to arrive. You know, at the moment, I'm just waiting on the shipments to come through, which they have yet to. When is Chris D'Elia coming? Soon, hopefully. We'll send him an invite. Let's see who else we got. Zaka, you have to really update your knowledge on stand-up comedy, although I do find it flattering that I seem to be the only stand-up comic you know, so that does mean a lot to me. Where is the cup? The cup is right here, Ramzi Abu Zaki. Cheers to everybody. Drink your water, Hydra homies. Sabaho from Phoenix. Welcome, everyone. I think it's time for us to jump into the show. I hope you guys are excited. Jim Gaffigan is our special guest. We'll be bringing him on in just a bit, in about 20 minutes. I got him scheduled. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about. Canada's really close to the end of the quarantine. Jimmy, nobody's close to the end of the quarantine. The quarantine is not going to be over anytime soon. It might become more like be careful and social distancing will stay in place and we start to get out of the house. But until there's a cure or there's a and by cure I mean like a treatable over-the-counter medication, or there's a test that can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have the antibodies or not. It's going to be hard for this to end. So buckle up. The Very Funny Podcast is here for you guys. The olive oil bottle should be by the window. Yeah. That olive oil bottle is one hell of a thing. Okay, so today, Jordan does have the corona under control. The Middle Eastern countries are doing a great, great job. They're going to... But basically, they have it under control by forcing everybody to stay home. That's the thing. If you stay home, it works. But until we have a cure, a vaccine, or anything, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have a sustainable system that we can rely on to make sure we can actually leave the house. You know what I'm saying? All right. What are your thoughts on Trump saying we should inject disinfectants in our bodies? Much love from Tripoli. I think Donald Trump is a genius. I think that's exactly what we should all do. And I'm so proud as an American that he's our president and to come up with these brilliant solutions. He's just a swell guy. Okay, guys. So today, let's talk a bit about family. How about that? So right now, I think a lot of us have had to get a bit in touch more with our families during this coronavirus outbreak. Many of us, like, for instance, I myself am in Los Angeles. My sister, Maria, is here in Los Angeles, which is wonderful. So I have family next to me. I have my best friend, George. He's here too. Family. Michael, family. Only problem is we can't see each other, right? So a lot of people did the good move of moving back in with their parents and their family before this whole thing happened, right? Like they were like, I'm going to go quarantine, stay with my family. And in Lebanon, a lot of people live with their families. Just that's how it is already. So it's a good thing. But the flip side of it is you're kind of stuck with your family for quite some time in closed doors. So it's been an interesting experiment, I think, for a lot of people. I wish I had my parents next to me. I miss them so much. But I do hear horror stories from a lot of people who are like, I can't take my family anymore. Family is an interesting concept, I think. Personally, I think family is not necessarily who is bound to you by blood, because sometimes you could have... Like family in the absolute sense, yeah, your father, your mother, biologically related. But if you have an abusive parent, it doesn't make them family, right? The word family means more than just like, I got a genetic code in common with you. I think the word family has to stand for something more, right? Like I call it like, you know, when we say, what's up, fam, today, but I mean, in a way, like we feel close, like the bond is tight. At the same time, you should not be, ignoring the fact that if you have family in their trouble, you kind of get to the fact where you're like, okay, they're my parents. Because parents can say some stupid stuff, right? I've always said this in my shows. Racism is terrible. Homophobia is terrible. But if you ever have a family gathering and you have like aunts, uncles, cousins, parents, grandparents, the older you go back in generations, the worse. They are some of the worst people. Like we have... do you know when you're like, when they say the most racist or worst things on the table and you're just like, Jesus Christ, how am I related to this person? Right? But the food is good. So you're like, it's fine. I'll eat. And you're like, it just hurts to have those people in the family. And now imagine being stuck with those people in the family, looking at a Fox News story with Donald Trump nodding their head that maybe we should inject ourselves with disinfectants. Like, it must be infuriating, but it could be even worse. Imagine you have like an abusive family. And abuse doesn't have to be physical. Like they could abuse you like for your weight or something, right? I once knew a girl. She was a girlfriend of a friend of mine. Gorgeous girl, possibly one of the most beautiful women that guy we had ever met at the time, right? And this was years ago. Just absolutely like stunning model, just like the most beautiful woman. And she used to take laxatives after meals. So instead of throwing up, it was just so like anything she would eat would disappear. She was obsessed. And I'm like, we were like, you look perfect. You're model thin. And it was her mom. Her mom was jealous of her own daughter. Her mom used to spend all day telling her daughter she's fat, she's ugly. Imagine being stuck with someone like that. Ugh, right? That's tough. I remember when I was a kid, there was this beach place in Lebanon called Rimal that I used to go to. And once, this is the funniest thing, this little kid, dude, he must have been like 5, maybe 6 years old at most. He's running and his mom's with him. And he goes and he's like, Mom, Mom. He's shouting for his mom, right? He's like, Mom, Mom, Mom. And she turns around and she slaps him smack across the face. She's like, how many times did I tell you not to call me mom in front of people in public? Can you imagine that shit? She was his mom. She just doesn't want people to know that she's a mother, right? Because she's young and beautiful. Imagine, holy shit. Imagine being stuck in quarantine with people. I'm never going to get rid of this notification. It's absolutely hilarious. Paul Eats Fit, thanks for the follow. It glitches into Chrome sometimes when I open it. So imagine being stuck with a mom that slapped you when you were a kid because she doesn't want people to know she's a mom. Damn. Or that uncle that kisses you just a bit too much. You know which uncle I'm talking about, right? I've talked about this in my shows. If you're an Arab, we're an affectionate people, right? It varies. The affection varies between, kisses on the cheek. You don't actually put your lip on the cheek, right? Like, say this is a cheek. This is a phallic-looking object, so I'm going to regret doing what I'm about to do. But you don't, like, when you go to kiss in the Middle East, you don't go like, it's not like you're going on the three, right? You're going cheek to cheek, and you're kissing the air, right? You're like, hey, how are you, Habib? Good to see you. It's a three-kiss thing. Right now, like, the modernization of it, people like go like that kind of thing. We're an affectionate people, right? Like the Italians, we hold you like, hey, what's going on, right? And sometimes you get the uncle who kisses a bit too much, and then although it varies, like this is weird. I remember when I went to the Emirates once, and in Dubai, and I saw the people over there. They were the way they kiss. I was shocked. So grown men will approach each other and then touch noses, which is the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like this is the gayest thing. And no homophobia. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's incredibly, incredibly gay, which is very interesting that a society of like all that testosterone in Dubai and the Middle East, they would have that. The men would be able to cross that border, just walk up to another guy and just be like, and then carry on the conversation. Like you didn't just rub your nose with the other guy. Like you just touched noses. I've never touched a woman's nose with my nose. Maybe accidentally if I kissed a woman, I got a big nose. But I mean, I've never done this shit. They do it in movies, like in a Disney movie, I think, in a car. I've seen it somewhere. But two grown men. And I think it gets gayer the more in shape you are. I really do. I think the more beautiful looking as a man you are, if you're two beautiful, gorgeous men doing this shit, it's like, whoa. And if you're like fat and shit, you're like, yo, look at those guys. I don't know what it is, but that's what I would go for if I were to rank it. Now, for people who might be wondering, am I saying is it gay like it's a bad thing? Absolutely not. I'm known to be one of the only people who stood on a public stage in front of thousands and stood up against homophobes and for gay rights. But also those people know when I say the word gay, I don't mean homosexual. I mean French. And that's bad. Being French isn't good. I mean, let's be honest. It's a bad thing. French fries, a lot of people counter-argue and they say, Nemr, but French fries, those are from France. They're not from France. French fries, that's a way of cutting potatoes. It's in a French style, so you cut them up pretty thin, and that's how you got French fries. It's not a thing. Now, the French have incredible food, incredible women, lackluster men, from what I hear from the women over there, but they also have it's the speaking. Do you understand? It's a very, and then they gasp a lot. So when you're talking to them, they speak at 6,000 miles per second, right? They're like, like they have, I don't speak French. If I were to pull up a random French phrase, I'll just read it because I can see it. So, bonjour, bienvenue, madame, monsieur, mademoiselle, pardon, excusez-moi, parlez-vous anglais? Je ne parle pas français. À tout à l'heure, right? So that's like normal speed. French people would say that shit like, bonjour, bienvenue, madame, monsieur, pardon, excusez-moi, even faster. And then when you're talking to them and they want to say yes, they'll be like, you can't You can't be a man. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't be like testosterone jacked and gasp to agree with someone. You can't. You can't. I can't have a conversation with you and be like, and that's why democracy really is the. And you're like, and I'm like, it's so, you know. Also, there's French education in Lebanon, so I hated French class. A lot of my hatred comes from that, and from a teacher I had called Miss Josephine. A lot of you will know what that story means exactly, okay? Another thing that French people do that infuriates me, they change the names of shows. So, like, powerful shows, right? Captain Majid. So, there's a show called Captain Tsubasa. It's a Japanese anime. A lot of you might know it when I describe it to you if you don't know the name. Captain Tsubasa. Tsubasa or Tsubasa, one or the other, is the original name. They play soccer, right? Football. And it's like a never-ending field. Like literally, it's the only soccer field in the world that's on a continuous hill because they'll be running and it's just green pitch. And then you see the goal start to appear like as they're getting closer to the goal. It's freaking dope. Each like game is like a season. It's incredible. Grandparents die, you know, Japanese anime style. It's just stuff happens in between the goal and like they find their value and their worth and their pride. It's an incredible show. Okay. So it's called Captain Tsubasa or Tsubasa in Japanese, right? In Arabic, because it was a huge, huge hit in the Middle East, it's called Captain Majid. Captain Majid, right? In French, it's called Olivier et Tom. Who's Olivier? Who the fuck is Tom? Who are these people? Why did you change it to a 2-character show? It's a 1-character show. He's the fucking captain. And why Olivier et Tom? From Tsubasa to Majid to Olivier? No. Grandizer, a Japanese anime, came to the Middle East as Grandizer. It's the same. We kept it the same because you can't one-up a name like Grandizer. You cannot. You can't. They called it Goldorak. What are you doing? My favorite, I think the one that pisses me off the most, the Ninja Turtles. My favorite show of all time. The Ninja Turtles. It doesn't get better than the Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles. La Tortue Ninja. La Tortue Ninja. First of all, La is female. They're not, they're men. They're 4 guys, okay? This is a French being SJW before it was even a fashionable trend, so good on them. La Tortue Ninja. It's the Ninja Turtles. How are you going to intimidate people if you're called La Tortue Ninja? La Tortue Ninja. It's not, I'm not a fan. Right? What else have they ruined? They've ruined other shows as well. I can't remember off the top of my head. There was La Tortue Ninja. Oh my God, Saint Seiya. Saint Seiya. That's a Japanese anime. Saint Seiya. Chevalier du Zodiac. It's not a language to go to war with. That's why they've lost so many wars. You can't go, when your general is a guy called Napoleon, who's famous not for the battles, but for being short, that tells you a lot about their culture in terms of just being there and charging forward. But I do want to say one thing. When they colonized Lebanon, they were imperial, and England and France kind of split up the Middle East, and France was in charge of Lebanon. To my understanding, they kind of just pieced out without really upsetting things. They were like, do you mind keeping our language and the outdated educational system that makes no sense and nobody needs it? And we were like, yeah, sure. He's like, merci beaucoup, you are too nice. I like you, very nice. The French people, we have the wine, is fantastic. Lebanese, oh, Liban. So they kind of pieced out. We kept their language and their horrible educational system. And it's all good. Britain fucked up on like a huge scale. Britain just ruined everything. Britain was like, hey, we're in Palestine. We're just going to arm these Jewish immigrants right now and peace out, leaving them with the weapons. And it was just a complete disaster. And the French in Lebanon only, I think, did an okay job bouncing out. So I will give them credit for that. Okay. I will give them credit for that. But they have a general called Napoleon who was short and apparently had a complex, because you hear the saying you have a Napoleon complex when you meet someone who's short. I had a math teacher in Lebanon, and my mom went to and I was terrible. And my mom went to the parent-teacher meeting, and he looks at her and he goes, just because you're tall, he was super short. He was super short, right? He's like, you are just like Nemr. My mom hadn't said anything. It's just because you're tall and beautiful doesn't mean you're better than people. And he just kept going on about it. So my mom, and I had like a failing grade. My mom came back. She's like, I don't care what you get in that guy's class. He's an asshole. And I was like, the Napoleon Complex has played in my favor today. Today, I am the victor. I will win. It felt glorious. But then I got my ass kicked for all the other grades that I had. So just in case you're wondering, I was spared the mathematics aspect of the punishment. But then my mom showed my report card to my dad, and my dad whooped my ass. Because that's what you do. Because I was lying. I told my parents that I had passed I was forging all of my grades. So I'd have like a failing grade, I'd change it. Your parents have to sign it. In Lebanon, we used to get like the exam, and you'd have to take it home and have your parents sign the exam, and then you bring it back and show it to the teacher, so the teacher knows your parents saw what a terrible student you are. So I just forged my parents' signature. And in my genius, I was like, this will never catch up with me. I found the greatest solution. I am good. Then my mom came, obviously, and she walked out on recess and started crying. And I was like, Mom, stop crying. What are you doing? Stop crying. She's like, you lied to me. I came in. I thought it was going to be a good day. It was a disaster. And she went and told my dad. My dad whooped my ass, which is fantastic, which he should have done because I needed that lesson. So what I learned as a lesson from that is I never lied again. I just failed like a man. I just was like, this is it. These are my grades. No lying. I'm a good man. I'm a good man with a weak head, but I'm a good man. That was what I took away from it. What were we talking about? Family? Back to family. So if you're living with your family and they're French educated, I think what we've learned from today's discussion is if you're living with your family and they're French educated, it's interesting. My parents are French educated, and my dad is a genius. My mom is a genius. So highly educated. And we lived in America. So I think we got the French education out of the system. Here's a fun fact. Had I not left Lebanon during the war, I would have been a Frenchie. I would have gone to a school in Lebanon called Chanville. So I wouldn't have been Nemr. I would have been Nemr. It would have, can you imagine if I was a French? Can you imagine? I wouldn't have a beard. First of all, if I was French educated, this wouldn't be here. This would be gone, which I think would be good in these times of quarantine. I'd be a lot thinner. And me and my family would think that melted cheese is a meal, like the fondue. Imagine taking a toothpick. Imagine eating your food you're eating your food with a toothpick. We're not talking about chopsticks. We're talking about sticking a toothpick in a piece of meat, in a small piece of meat. That's what she said. You stick your toothpick in it, and then you put it in a fountain for like a minute, and then you put it in your mouth. How is that a thing? That I have to ration my food out by the toothpick, then I have to wait for each bite to finish? That's not how men eat. You put your hands in, you put the food in, you don't chew properly. You can't chew. You're not supposed to chew properly. That's how you're supposed to eat. It's the healthy way to eat. So you get, in the evening when you go to sleep, you get indigestion and heartburn, and then you wake up like you feel like you're going to throw up. That reminds you that you're living a privileged life, and that's how it's supposed to be. French are using toothpicks. And basically, if you live with your family right now, and they're old school French educated, it's fine because there was war and they had to fight in the war and shit. I'm talking in the Middle East. If they're new school French educated, like if your parents are 35 and below, or I'd say 33 and below, and French educated, I'm sorry. I just want to say I'm sorry. We should have done more. We should have done more. I'm sorry. Je suis désolé. And let's call our special guest. So I want to end on that note about family. Family's important. I did want to talk about family also because, Jim is a huge family guy. And I mean, in this industry, you don't see family people. Jim Gaffigan is a shockingly excellent comedian. He's an outstanding personality, and he's really, really famous. So usually you don't get stability in that kind of lifestyle. He has a beautiful family, a bunch of kids, an incredible wife, and they're raising money right now for all the healthcare workers using his platform. He's a wonderful, wonderful dude. And we're going to talk about that and a lot more with him, and I'm going to call him right now. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring the good Jim Gaffigan onto the show.
Hello.
Hello, Jim. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
I'm here in quarantine.
I can, as aren't we are all. We are all.
Right.
How's it been? How's everything been with you?
It's a delight. It's a blast to be trapped here in downtown Manhattan with 5 young children that are doing school. I'm trying to be productive. I'm doing a lot of silly YouTube videos. You know what I mean? Stuff
They're
like
great.
that.
They're
How about
great.
you? Where are you based out of?
I'm in Los Angeles right now. Quarantined. Found a section. My kitchen is right there. This is literally like I found the only good-looking section in my house to give people the impression that I'm actually I'm stable and doing well.
What? It's like, what do you are you also a DJ? What's all that equipment there?
I'm Lebanese, so I have to have a bit of DJ in me. But no, I do music.
Yeah.
And basically, the lights look nice on the camera, so I put this stuff behind. But every now and then, I'll whip out the guitar and play a few tunes. How about you? Are you into music at all?
I can barely turn on the radio. You know what I mean? I'm not that equipped. But my kids, you'll probably hear the piano in the background. They have piano lessons today. So some of it is all about keeping them occupied, right? Do
they want to play piano, or are you one of the parents that were kind of like, this is the right thing to do? Or do they have a passion for it?
It's interesting. I would say yes and no.
Okay.
They want to play piano. They don't want to practice. But then as they get older, then they'll just play on their own. Okay. And every night at 6 p.m. New York time, we do this show, Dinner with the Gaffigans. We stream it live on YouTube. And there's always one of my kids that plays the opening. It's usually my 15-year-old who is pretty good at the piano. But yeah, so the musical skill thing, I don't know where they got it. It's not for me.
Your wife doesn't play, isn't a musical person either?
No, but her family is very kind of multi-skilled. And I think one of her grandmother was an opera singer. So there's some music in there.
It's in the DNA.
Are you a musician? You're a musician.
I mean, wasn't it Conan who said every comic is a failed musician? I do play music, yeah. But I wouldn't call myself a musician.
Because I feel as though there are 2 types of comedians. There are the comedians that wanted to be the musicians, and then there are the comedians that want to be smart. They want to be known as smart. And I think there's a lot of musicians want to be comedians too.
That's true. Every musician wants to be a comedian.
Yeah.
But comedy is rhythmic. The whole timing of it and everything, like when to land a joke, it is musical as far as I'm concerned. So it's not such a separate world. But I don't think if you're funny, you can be a musician easily. I don't think it goes the other way around.
That's true. And I think there is something about like where humans, we can't understand the melody of some of the comedy. Do you know what I mean? Like some of it is, you always hear about like Billie Eilish has, this ability to see colors with music. Mm-hmm. I think there is something about comedy and even vocal qualities, like people's voices. Even if, like if you look at Seinfeld or Mitch Hedberg, there was something about the vocal quality that opens us up to like their comedy.
I mean, you do the same thing whenever you do your inner voice monologue in your stand-up.
Yeah.
That high-pitched sound, which I can't imagine the joke being told without that voice. Once you hear it, it's the imprint of it. It's the musical version of it.
I mean, it's so weird. I haven't done stand-up since this thing went down, right?
Yeah.
And initially I looked at it as kind of, well, this is kind of a good forced hiatus, right? Good to spend time with my wife and kids. And now it's, like I'll see these online shows, which I think is a mistake anyway, because I don't think that stand-up works like that.
I've turned them down.
Yeah, and but it's going to be a different world when we get back.
It is.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we are humanity is going through this crisis. So as a collective body, we're going to be a different type of people. So, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if we're going to be more interested in darker humor or more interested in light humor or silly humor. Supposedly during an economic crisis, the songs that are really popular are really simple and horrible. And when the economy is doing great, it's the more complex songs that people enjoy.
Really?
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's like, I think it's going to be interesting to see how, I don't know. It's just been this process of, kind of looking at, because as stand-ups, it's, there's an immediacy that we get from doing stand-up.
Yeah.
And there's this feedback. And luckily we've done it long enough where we instinctively know where laughs would be. But I think there is something about, like, I'm just looking at different platforms. Obviously there's Zoom and Skype shows and stuff like that, which I do think are a mistake. But I think that I look at YouTube and I think there's something really interesting because having young kids, people consume YouTube with a different expectation. So whether you don't expect Jack Black to say the most brilliant thing. You just expect Jack Black to be Jack Black.
Yep.
And so with YouTube, there's something, it's very fascinating. Whereas with Twitter, you only retweet things that you think are funny or
politically agree with you or something.
Yeah, it's such a strange kind of emotional state in different kind of platforms. And then like Instagram, it's so weird. Occasionally you'll look at your search.
Yeah.
You look at the search thing and you're like, this is what they think I'm into. And it's, do you know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah, they don't get it right. My girlfriend saw my search on Instagram and I was like, it's not even consistent. It's got these crazy scantily clad women, but then it has ripped guys with bodies. I don't even understand what's going on at this point. And she was like, yeah, this says a lot more about you, but I'm in love, so it's a bit too late. So that was the saving grace, but it doesn't nail it specifically.
No, it's like,
it's the ugly side, the ugly side of humanity, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, as a straight man, I love attractive women. But I also, I don't know if I need to see photos of Emily Blunt. Do you know what I mean? Nothing against Emily Blunt, but I would rather see, but I guess it's also, what's also an interesting thing is I think that we are looking for a break from the horrible news that we're constantly consuming. And we consume it because out of necessity, because the information changes so fast. So there is something about doing, YouTube videos or people consuming this. It's like they need to like have one moment where, because we're all kind of dealing with, at least in New York City here, it's like every couple of days you'll hear about someone that or that you were connected to that has died or had a relative die. Growing up in Lebanon, you must be familiar with this, like, knowledge of this crisis touching very close to your circle.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, it's strange. It's kind of like sets a tone on your life where you're a little gun shy. You know what I mean? You're like, and you look at people that are of a certain age and you're like, I hope you don't go outside. I don't know. It's weird.
No, I feel you 100%. It's the most bizarre time because as comedians, you have this need to comfort people and to give them entertainment, but also like for it to mean something in this time, like so that you're not just a distraction. And it's hard when you don't have the stage. For me, I put the comments on, you can't see this, but we have a tab on the screen where the comments are streaming in. That's kind of, I think, the best way you can emulate a live audience is to have those comments so you can look for feedback. Are people laughing? Are there ha-ha-has coming through in emojis? Or are you missing the mark on it? But in this time, which I found interesting about people like yourself, you've taken this, so you looked at YouTube, you said this is, and I highly recommend Twitch, by the way, if you're not familiar with it, they're nailing it.
I'm pretty ignorant. I mean, overall, I'm ignorant. So it's like,
you're killing it on YouTube.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
No, you're killing it on YouTube. What I love about what you're doing is you're putting out hilarious content. That song you made with your family about going on vacation is fantastic. And I've been watching your lives, and I actually talked about it earlier on the show before we brought you on. You're going up every day, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're having dinner with your family. It's a very intimate, you're inviting people into your own home and using it to raise money. What prompted you to do that and choose that as the cause?
Well, it all started, the irony is, I mean, how you and I connected is because, I want to do these international shows. I love different cultures. And I'm eventually getting to your question. But this started, I was doing this Latin American tour where it was the first stop was in Bogota. And I was on my way to the theater, and I got a call from my agent or my manager saying that the Argentina show was canceled because they're closing Argentina. So it's all a blur, right? We were all dealing with every hour something changing, and so it was deciding when do I go to Sao Paulo or do I fly home, and so it was decided that I fly home, and it was changing every hour, and I was like, there's a reality that I'm gonna be going home. And I might be quarantined away from my family for 14 days. So I was very hyper aware that there were people that are going to be quarantined away from friends and loved ones. And it was also aware that as a comedian, most of our friends are these single guys or single gals that are not in a relationship, that are used to this nomadic lifestyle. So I was like aware of people self-isolating. And so I thought, Dinner with the Gaffigans is like, my family's been approached. We've been approached to do a reality show. And there's a certain level of ickiness with this exhibitionist, voyeuristic culture. But I was like, I'm going to have dinner with my family anyway. Maybe the people that are quarantined by themselves can find some amusement or some distraction from this. Like there's a piece of normalcy to it. And then it quickly turned into this fundraising thing because my wife a couple years ago had a brain tumor. So we are in contact with medical professionals here in New York City that are friends, and they were alerting us that, it's just chaos. And so we were like we sent them a meal, and then we're like, let's just raise money to send meals to hospital workers. And then it expanded to food banks, and then it expanded to retirement homes. And it's like, also through the YouTube thing, people can donate like $2 because also people are dealing with economic disasters in their own life, but they want to help in some ways. So that's how it kind of started. Believe me, it's a pain in the ass. And there's moments at like 5:59 where, because I've been doing dinner too. So where no one's out there. And I'm like, we got to do this. We're doing this. You know what I mean? Yeah. And my wife she's spearheading through this organization that was essentially for like teens, so our kids wouldn't be total douchebags, a volunteer kind of youth group kind of thing through the Imagine Society, getting everyone, all these youth groups in New York City. So she just kind of flipped that into helping hospitals. But that's how it started. But it's weird. You know what I mean? It's like, we're in downtown Manhattan. We're not in a tiny apartment, but it's still an apartment. And my wife is high risk. So there's an added level of stress. So the weird thing about Dinner with the Gaffigans is it ends up helping people. And it also provides, ironically, some normalcy for my family because we know that dinner's at 6. We know that the kids know generally to behave. And, I mean, they're not, they're kids. They're 7 to 15. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so there is some value in that. And then, preparing dinner, I turn that into a YouTube show that I edit later on where I portray like this insane guy who thinks he's the chef. So, but it's like, it's weird because the content thing, and I'm curious how you feel about this. The creating content thing is pre-pandemic. It was probably, I want to get followers. I want to sell tickets, and now it's almost kind of like this form of therapy for me to kind of create something. You know what I mean? Because I don't have the luxury of getting the endorphin rush of a show.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because it ends up being a show in and of itself. Do you think after all of this is done that this might actually get you to consider doing more live kind of things? What you've done is other comedians have come and said, I'm going to do a live comedy show because I do comedy shows. You came and you said, I'm going to do something that fits for this format. You recognized the platform and its format. Do you think this this might encourage you to do something after all of this is said and done? Maybe not Dinner with the Gaffigans, but something else that would fit that format? Or do you think you'd abandon it completely?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely, I enjoy YouTube. If you could have a relationship with the platform, but I'm not really, I don't know. I don't think that I would have my family involved. But it's weird. Like the live platform thing, for me, it feels a little bit, I like writing and rewriting, you know what I mean? And I don't really have the time or the attention, because with 5 kids and in home learning and all that stuff, I don't really have the time or the focus. Sometimes when I would travel, I'd sit in my hotel room during the day and kind of write. So I don't know, I miss that. But to answer your question, I don't know if I would do a live streaming show. I don't know if I'm a talk show host. Do you know what I mean? It's like I do these commentaries on this CBS Sunday Morning, which is fun, but I miss stand-up. I like acting.
I know. I can't wait to get back. Speaking of acting, I wanted to ask you about this. So I saw American Dreamer, which... Oh,
you did?
Yes, I did. And I'm not just saying this to your face. It is outstanding. Like, it's on a very high level. Not just your performance. Everybody's performance in that was shocking to me. I didn't know what to expect going in. I had just seen the trailer, and the trailer looked incredible. This is one of the few movies where the trailer is as good as the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really commend you on that, but it was such a dark film. This was one of the darkest movies I've ever seen. It was violent. Your character was, at times, I'm like, okay, there's something redeemable here. And then he's been, screwed over. And then on other times, you just the worst person in the world. Why did you choose that? What happened? How did you get into that role? And it was perfect for you. I don't know. How does it make you feel?
No, it's, the acting thing is something I enjoy doing. And it's no surprise, but the more complex a character, usually the more flaws, the more interesting it is to play. So, or you got to find a piece of you in that. So, American Dreamer, which is interesting because we're in quarantine, so people are like, all right, where is that movie where you posted where you're putting a baby in a trunk? And so it's on iTunes and it's on Amazon, but it's it's one of those things where it's so fun. It's like it's a different task than stand up, but climbing into a character and making choices and being part of a director's vision is really fun. I mean, stand up is such a solitary thing. I love the collaborative aspect of acting. I had this show, the Jim Gaffigan show, where my wife and I did everything, and it was too much. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't want to be in charge of every aspect. Like what I like working on an acting project where I obsess on the character, I come up with ideas, and then I pitch them to the director, and if it fits his or her kind of view of the character, great. But in the end, I want to be a partner to their vision, and then I can leave it to them to deal with it.
I think it was Bill Burr. He said once in an interview, they asked him like, "Why don't you do your own show?" He's like, "I don't want to be the guy with the boat because you have to maintain a boat and you have to wash it, and you have to pay for parking. I want to be the guy who gets invited to the guy who has a boat. I show up with a 6-pack of beer, and now I'm the hero." So I think all of us, because if you take because it's hard work to put all of that together, and it distracts. Hard work.
Yeah, and when you're a comedian, when I was working on the Jim Gaffigan show, and I was executive producing and writing all the episodes with my wife, there was plenty of times in my mind where I thought to myself, this is why I go on stage by myself. Because it's like talking to somebody who's doing props, explaining to someone who's doing the set, that it works, but comedians, when you go on stage, you're the writer, you're the director, you're the performer, and you can make changes halfway through something that you've done a certain way for 6 months, and no one's feelings get hurt. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're not disappointing someone.
You're not disappointing someone. You're not ruining their day or causing some kind of vendetta in the future. When I used to do stand-up in the Middle East, because it was, it didn't exist. I started back in 1999. I had to be involved in like building a stage and putting everything together. When I came to the US, what I loved was the ability to just get on stage. Like there's a club, it's set up, they understand how things are done, people are used to the vibe. And I would go to comedy clubs here and people like, why do you do clubs? You're doing like international shows in arenas and stuff. I'm like, because I can just do the comedy, and it's so liberating and fun, and it's kind of humble. Don't you think our profession is very interesting in that it's very distilled? It's just a microphone and a light. So if it goes great, it really is all you, and if it doesn't go great, it's kind of all you too. Do you find that liberating?
Yeah, there's something about stand-up that I think it's a balancing agent in my life. If I'm on a real high, it can bring me down to a sense of reality. Or if I'm feeling blue, it can bring me back to a normalcy. So there is something about the endorphin rush that you get from doing a show and the feedback immediately. And it's, often, at least for me, it's like, it is a conversation, but it's also, sometimes I go on stage with ideas and I can talk about them, and through talking to the audience about this idea, I can come up with material. So like when people say, why would you do that show or that show? Like they don't understand. It's like, people that do stand-up, it's not for money or notoriety. Like the task itself is incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, it is. When this is over, and I hope that it's soon, but I don't think it is going to be that soon. Let's put it that way. That we'll be able to cram a lot of people into a room. The comedians we've had earlier on the show would joke that if you're a bad comic, this is a great time because nobody comes to see you, so your shows will be good socially distanced. But in all seriousness, when we do return, I know you said this at the beginning, we're going to be a different people, everything's going to be different. How do you think you're going to be different? Besides the people, do you think things will have changed for you in terms of like how you view your relationship with stand-up?
Well, I think stand-up is very much self-assignment. So But to answer your question, I don't know. I don't think I've changed that much. You know what I mean? It's like I've been doing stand-up so long, but that being said, stand-up's always evolving.
Yeah.
You know, you look back at anyone's earlier work and what they're doing in the 10 years later, it's different. You evolve, whether it's maturity or life experience or relationships you have. You're affected by that. But I think it's going to be a long time.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, and I talked to my agent and manager, and they're like, no, once sports starts, everyone's going to come back. And I'm like, I don't know.
When will sports start again though? I don't
think anything's happening in 2020. I think
yeah.
And some of it is like that. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Hopefully,
I hope so too. But no, you're probably right. I mean, you're probably right.
But I don't think that there's. I think that there is something about maybe outdoors, but I don't know. It's like I just don't see a scenario where get through. People are going to hibernate through the summer, and then I think the fall people are going to be very cautious. I don't even think people are going to restaurants. And I hope, in defense of people, I hope that people will go to restaurants. But I think if you have one person in your family that's high risk, like if I was 20, I'd have a different viewpoint on it.
I think so.
But if I was 20 and
single,
I lived at home and my mom was 60, that would be different. So I think that if people, maybe it'll be college shows. Maybe you can do shows in colleges. Maybe. But I think, I do theaters, I do big places like you, and I don't know if the risk and reward will be necessarily there. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but and maybe some of it is I'm managing my expectations.
That helps. I think it helps us all deal with it. You have to.
You have to sit there and go, all right, what is the likelihood? I think that it eventually will be done, but it might be next March.
But how come you don't have such a positive outlook, and we have such great leadership in America right now that's really taking care of the problem and coming up with great solutions?
Yeah, no, it's like, thank God there's people like the governors and Bill Gates. Like if we didn't have, some of the ingenuity, it's just, and I've gotten in trouble, because I ranted probably 2 or 3 weeks ago about where are our tests. You know what I mean? I didn't expect a test for everyone.
Yeah.
But, generally, like, let's make that a priority. And, by the way, support for Trump has not really changed.
No, it hasn't. It's absurd. It's absolutely insanity.
And by the way, I don't think that people that support Trump are bad people.
Of course.
I think that there's an inability to see some of what you and I might see. Do you know what I mean?
Or they're just misled, or just they've taken the wrong pill. I mean, at the end of the day, who's to say we're right? Obviously, I mean, in all fairness, but yeah, no, it's hard.
I'm sure victims of some manipulation. Yeah, beyond a doubt.
They are. I've been on the receiving end of that. We all have. In Lebanon right now, our country's going through a revolution, and a lot of people are in disbelief at people who are still with, like, the old government. Like the entire it's bad in America, but in Lebanon, our currency is completely collapsed. The country went bankrupt. We missed our first loan repayments for the first time ever. People were murdered during the revolution. Like, everything you could possibly imagine that is the worst case scenario happened. And then, but you'll still find supporters. So it taught me. So when I see Trump supporters, I'm like, yeah, there's still a lot more he could do, and he's still going to have their support, which is interesting. But But I like to see that, just like what I used to see in Lebanon, I see it in America. When the government isn't really there, the people rise to the occasion. You know, they are the institution. I think, thank God, because right here in California, of course, you have your idiots who go out and they, you know, screw this, it's all a hoax, whatever, etc., anti-vaxxers, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are rising to the occasion, whether it's people like yourself trying to raise money to help out if you can, or other people who don't do that and just try to keep people at home or provide entertainment or whatever, and to the other people who are just, you know, making their own masks and trying to do something. Yeah. It's been a beautiful thing to see the flip side of this, the amount of beautiful energy that's been coming through. I do think after all of this is said and done, there is a very high possibility, politics aside, I think humanity would have grown a lot closer through this shared experience. I'm hoping. Then I don't think it would be a total loss. I think.
Yeah, I would hope. I would think, but I think that also what, and I've been saying this about the whole Trump thing, is, you know, similar, drawing the comparison to stand up. It's like, if you can't communicate a joke to an audience, is it the audience's fault or is it your fault? So, like, if we can't communicate to people that support Trump or think this is,
you're right,
a scam, you know, it's like, it's easy for us to just say these people are crazy, but it's kind of our responsibility to not educate them, but to figure out a way
to get through to
communicate
that. To get through to them.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, so, because it's like, we know it's not necessarily a question of logic or compassion. These are compassionate people. They love their families.
Of course.
You know what I mean? It's like, and maybe they're reacting emotionally. You know, I come from the Midwest, from a small town. It's like, I used to get a lot of, and I understand, the mentality of people that are sick of being condescended to by the East Coast and the West Coast.
Yeah.
I get it. But I also, and I get the anger. You know what I mean? I get it. I get the whole kind of fuck you. You know what I mean? Just, this is my opportunity to say fuck you. But, like, fine. So now we have to figure out
what next,
how we can, and, you know, some of it is like, you know, we need a politician, someone to go, come on back. You know what I mean? Because we can't sit there and say, and it's not my instinct either, to sit there and say to these people, you know, after a civil war, you have to sit there and go, all right, I know you did horrible things, but we're going to, like, let's just get back together. You know what I mean? It's like, it's insane.
I know you did horrible things. Let's get back together.
But you have to, right? What's the alternative? The alternative is just continue, you know, or like, you have to start the communication. I don't know. Now I sound like
no, you're right. I'm laughing because you just painted out. That was like after the Lebanese Civil War. That was my experience. It was funny, but there's a bit of an awkward moment between people. Like, oh yeah, we did murder each other's families and stuff. Would you like some coffee? It's kind of like that's you have to just get through it because you guys share the country. There's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, and I was in Dubrovnik. Oh, this is probably 10 years ago. And they of course had the Balkan War, right?
Yep.
And this tour guide was showing me and my wife and my family around at the time. I don't know how many kids I had at the time. And he was like, "Oh yeah, up there, that's where the Serbians used to shoot at us." And it was just, and there were bullet holes on the wall. And there is something about where he said it so casually, and there was no kind of like, you go to some countries, it's not unusual to see a policeman with a machine gun. Dubrovnik, there was none of that. There was, like, it was totally a tourist city. Like, it could be like Brussels. Do you know what I mean? It was, but the thing is humans are so weird. Do you know what I mean? We're so weird that they could figure out a way to just we're open.
Yeah.
And you know, for thousands of years, all this shit goes back just, I mean, I think it's fascinating. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it goes back forever.
It
I don't
does.
know. I gotta go nap.
No, you're right. Jim, thank you so much for taking the time.
Sure.
I hope that after all is said and done, you're not tired of the darkness and you do more dark roles. Don't stop the comedy. I'm not here saying, you blew me away in American Dreamer. It was, I mean, I can't wait to see more of that. I've been a huge fan of your comedy since your comedy was a thing. So it was wonderful to see that side of you and everything you do. And I'm just pressing a button here to bring your socials on the screen. Everybody, be sure to follow Jim, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. If you're ever around, you can watch the episodes afterwards. It's really a beautiful thing. The Dinner with the Gaffigans is a wonderful, wonderful thing, and it's a great cause. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the time. Go to the channel. Jim, really, thanks so much. This was a real treat, a real privilege.
Great, thanks. Great chatting with you.
Same here, man. Take care, and my best to the family, and stay safe.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Jim Gaffigan, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to Jim for spending some time with us, man. That was really dope. Let's jump in here on the comments section. Humanity is about adaptation. David Aminuddin. Yeah, that's true. 100%. He's got a great perspective on things. He really does. It's a very realistic perspective. You got to be kind of locked in with the reality of what the hell we're facing right now is tough. And it's interesting to see different people. I'm a bit more enthusiastic. I'm guessing because I'm younger. I got you guys, we're connecting. Whereas other people, it's just like younger people are more reckless and older people are more safe. I guess that's why in the politics as well, younger people are more liberal and older people are more conservative. I guess it follows. We saw it in the flesh. But right now, it's interesting to see that, my parents and I, because I don't consider Jim Gaffigan older people. My parent, I'm 36. I'm not like a 15-year-old kid. My parents and I, we have the same opinion. Like, I've never been more in sync with my parents than in this time. It's interesting. I remember I talked to some comics before, and we were talking about how weird it is that in America they're so politically correct. And I was like, man, America needs a good war to get its priorities back on track. Not that I actually wanted to have a war, but it's just like, I know coming from Lebanon and from these other war-torn countries, people have their priorities. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in Lebanon, you don't have time to be politically correct during a war. And it kind of gets into the culture, right? If there are bombs dropping, you're not going to be like, I'm going to respect your pronouns, he, she, they, their. Would you like to come to the bunker? It's pretty much, let's get the fuck into the bunker. So it becomes a thing where your actions become the priority and not your words, which is interesting to say as a comic, where it comes in through where our whole industry is built on words. But honestly speaking, our actions are the most important thing. And I think right now we're seeing actions, because if you do the wrong action, then a relative can die. You know what I'm saying? It's a good lesson in humanity. Adil Haj tuned in late. Any chance of hearing this conversation somewhere else? It will be available as soon as the live stream is over. Rami Rika, thank you for the follow. As soon as the live stream is over, it'll be available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So you can go to your favorite platform and check it out over there. Let's see who else we got. Maria, my sister, loved it. Hope he's on the big screen more often too. I watched the movie yesterday with my sister, by the way. Maria, who's in the comments right now. Maria Abu Nassar. We were blown away. Very surprised. I remember reading the reviews. I like to read bad reviews and good reviews to see what people's sentiments are. The good reviews were insane. The bad reviews were like, this movie is too dark. And I was like, that's a weird thing to review a movie on, to say it's too dark. I mean, you might not like it if you don't like dark movies. That's a fair assessment. But to say that you don't like a movie because it's too dark is weird, because that's the purpose of the movie, is it's a dark movie. So you're not really criticizing the movie right there. You're just offering your opinion on what kind of movies you like. So, we went in with tempered expectations. Blew us away. Highly recommend it. Go and check it out on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon and YouTube, I think, and the Apple Store. Just search for American Dreamer, Jim Gaffigan. You're going to love it. Hals LZ on Twitch was like, it's a great chance to kill unwanted relatives. The corona. Damn, bro. Or sister. I'm not sure. Yaman Sharaf Dabagh and Michael Bea. What a guy. Thank you guys so much. Let's make a group chat for Nemr's live videos. I don't know if you guys want to do that, man. I don't think so. That's going to be a lot of people. I would have done that stuff, but I'd rather keep the chat here in the comments section as well. Donnie Lucifer, how's it going? I'm 36. I'm not a boomer. Let's hold on. Let's hold on to our horses here. That doesn't make it boomer territory. Okay. We're going to open up the phone lines right now. I actually got a great suggestion. Let me put this number back here from a listener on WhatsApp, and I took a screenshot. He was like, you should ask people this, and I thought it was fantastic. By the way, if you guys ever want to ask a guest a question, or if you want to get in touch, you can always do it on the WhatsApp number. And if you have any suggestions, just hit me up on the WhatsApp. And this came in from George Fahid. My name is Nemr, which means tiger. Fahid, which means leopard, panther, one of them. So we're both from the animal kingdom, is what I'm saying. And George Fahid came in and he said, we should ask the people the following. So this is the question for the day. We're about to open up the phone lines. So I want you guys to get ready. All right? You guys ready? Here we go. This is the question. Listen carefully. I'm reading these comments. These are hilarious. Jack Crab, 36 is a senior millennial. Yes, I'm a millennial with wisdom. I come to you with life experience. I like to play video games, but I understand the fallacy of our ways. I know the future. I'm really just a child with a budget, is pretty much how I used to be a kid. Now I'm a kid with a budget. When I was 12, I loved the Ninja Turtles. I wanted to be a stand-up comic. I loved girls with great asses. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. I can just now afford those things. Not the girls with great asses. That sounded so wrong. I meant like the Ninja Turtle. I can afford to do things like go on tour, do shows, to do the stand-up. Ninja Turtles, I can buy video games. I can buy a PC to play the games on. I can watch the shows. You don't buy women. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's not... Jesus Christ. Okay, here's the question of the day from George Fahid, and I want you guys to call in and give me your opinions, give me your answers on this, all right? What do you think is scarier? All right? What, and make sure you send me your name and your city, by the way, where you live. What do you think is scarier? The idea that we are alone in the universe, or the idea that we aren't? I love that question. What do you think is scarier? That we may have no other life in the universe, or that we do? What is it? And what's interesting, I remember Calvin and Hobbes, which is my favorite comic strip of all time, one of the greatest artistic achievements of humanity, is Calvin and Hobbes. You must read it if you haven't. Go and check it out. Calvin and Hobbes, there's a strip where Calvin, who's talking to his tiger Hobbes, tells, it's one line, and it's one of my favorite quotes of all time. He says, sometimes I think the surest sign that intelligent life exists nowhere but here is that none of it has tried to contact us. Sorry, not nowhere but here. He goes, sometimes I think the surest sign that intelligent life exists elsewhere is that none of it has tried to contact us. I think that says so much about humanity in just one saying. It's hilarious. So here's my question to you. Once again, the question is, do you find it scarier? Okay, let me bring it back up here. What do you think is scarier? The idea that we are alone in the universe, or the idea that we are not alone in the universe? Which is scarier to you, and why? I have a feeling we're going to have some interesting phone calls. Let's switch this thing right now. We're taking WhatsApp calls. I put the phone in do not disturb mode, so no calls should be able to get through but the WhatsApp calls. We pray. Let us hope. So give me a call right now. We got Raul, who I called Rula, I believe, once on the show by accident. Raul Abihanna, stay with me, Raul. I have to turn on your the channel for the phone calls. Just 1 second. Let me go ahead and do that. Boom. Raul, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for still listening to the show, despite the fact I called you Rula once, accidentally from a typo.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
On the show, I appreciate
Actually, I get named a lot of things, but that was the first roller.
I still think my favorite autocorrect was when I was texting a guy called Mustafa, and it autocorrected Mustafa to Moistafa, which is the best Arabic porn name ever. I still think that's my favorite autocorrect moment. But Raul and Rula ranks up in the top 10, let me tell you. 100%. Raul, what is scarier?
Yeah.
What is scarier to you and why? That there is intelligent life, that we are alone in the universe, or we aren't alone in the universe?
Actually, I'm not afraid of that. It's not like I'd be afraid if there is life or there's no life. It's like I'm just curious about it. You know, it's like when if there is life, we are trying to find. We are trying to find this life, this part of the universe that has life. I don't know if we should be scared of it or just.
Okay, let me give you a scenario. We find out that aliens exist. They've sent a broadcast and they said, "Hi Earth, we are the aliens. We come from 6 universes away." I don't even know if that's how it works. But we have the technology to be there in the next 20 minutes. What is your emotion?
All my gaming experience will go into that.
How will your gaming experience? What? What does that mean? Tell us how your gaming experience would do that.
Come on, we all played like lots of game where there's aliens.
You're breaking up where there are aliens. Yes, but what I'm saying, how would you feel if you're playing Mass Effect and you're like, okay, the aliens are coming. We have to get the armies ready of Earth to fight. We need Commander Shepard to endorse things on the Citadel. But my question to you is, how would you, Raul, would you be afraid?
I'll probably be excited.
Okay.
I'll probably be excited. Yeah.
Okay. What if they came and they said,
it's like, why be pessimistic? Why be pessimistic?
True, why be pessimistic?
They might be good, they might be
What if
bad.
they come and they say, humanity, here's a question, humanity, we will not do anything bad to you. We will give you technology, we will cure cancer, we will give you time travel, we will give you everything you ever imagined and bring peace on Earth. But we need one thing in return, and that is the ability to anally probe Raul Abihanna in Lebanon. He's the only person that you have to give as tribute for scientific experiments, and we will dissect him and all of that stuff. Would you be willing to be the humanities? Would you volunteer as tribute for all of humanity?
Nice question. Okay, that one I should think about it.
So wait a sec. Isn't that selfish?
Think about this.
You need to think about it. All of humanity is like, Raul, fucking go. We'll build you a statue.
Nothing.
We'll build you a statue, Raul. No? Okay. All right. So today we learned that Raul is a selfish man. You're a selfish guy, and you care only about yourself. That's what we learned about you today. That's fine, Raul. That's okay. That's okay. You're a horrible human being, and you have to live with yourself, but that's fine, Raul.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm just messing with you, man. Dude, thanks so much for calling, man. And if an alien invasion comes, I'm going to check in with you and make sure you weren't lying to us and that you are excited. All right?
Yeah, okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
They'll use olive oil. Sana, you're hilarious. This is too funny. Give me a call, everybody. Right here, the number's on the screen. We're getting a call from a number that we haven't received a call from below. Hello.
You're hilarious. This is too funny. Give me a call, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, who am I talking to?
Getting a call from a number
I'm calling from Lagos, Nigeria.
From Lagos, Nigeria. First of all, can you lower the volume of the show? Because it's feeding back.
Yes, I am going to lower the volume of the show.
Thank you.
From Lagos, Nigeria. From Lagos, Nigeria. First of all, can you lower the volume of the show? Because it's feeding back.
Hello?
Yes. So who am I talking to?
My name is Osama. I'm calling from Lagos, Nigeria.
Fantastic. And yes, sorry, go ahead.
Let me go ahead first.
Yes.
I'm calling on behalf of somebody all of you and all your guests want to talk to.
Yes. Rasha.
She's my wife, Rasha.
Rasha's your wife? Put her on the phone. Put her on speaker so we talk to the two of you.
I'm putting her on speaker right now.
Rasha, speak to the people. The people want to hear your voice, Rasha.
Oh my God. Hello.
Hi, Rasha.
How are you?
I am so good. Thank you for calling the show, Rasha.
Thank me for calling the show.
You should thank Osama.
First of all, let me ask you a question. So you and Osama, you're married. You guys are a husband and wife.
Yes, exactly.
No, we have a living situation. We agreed to do that.
You agreed to do that. Fantastic. Here's my question. Does he have nicknames for you? For instance, does he call you dictator, the Soviet Union, destroyer of Ukraine's autonomy? Does he have that kind of, because that's, if my girl was called Russia, that would be, I would literally be like, destroyer of Ukraine's autonomy, can you come help me with the dishes? Does he do things like that?
Well, dictator is one of them, probably.
Ambassador John Bolton has just followed the conversation as soon as we got Russia on the line, so that's fantastic. Thanks for the follow, Ambassador John Bolton. That is hysterical. So, Russia, what is, now you are quarantined with your husband in Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah.
What is the thing that you would say is the nicest about your husband, Osama, that you've learned spending so much time in close quarters together?
Well, he takes really good care of me.
Aw, that's sweet.
He gets me breakfast. He does everything.
Fantastic.
That's cool.
Okay, Osama, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
What is the nicest thing you would say about Russia that you've discovered in this time together?
Oh, no.
She is the truest person I've ever met or ever known.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. Okay. Now, what is the worst thing you guys would say about each other?
You're causing problems now.
Now that we've brought the credibility that you guys love each other, do you?
I plead the fifth.
You what?
I plead the fifth.
I claim the fifth. I heard I clean the piss, and for a second I was like, "You clean the piss? What the fuck?"
He pleads the fifth.
He pleads the fifth. So, Osama, you are a wise man. Russia, you are a woman. You don't have anything to be afraid of. What would you say anything negative about Osama, or is he just a flawless, perfect human being?
No one is flawless.
No one is perfect.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. What is he? Are you going to say he's not? He has flaws. For instance, sometimes he's just too loving. Like, is that going to be that kind of answer? Is that what we should expect here?
No, sometimes he's very true. Very honest.
He's very honest. There used to be a funny joke where somebody goes into a job interview and they go, "Hi, welcome to your job interview. Just one question. What would you say is a negative quality? What is a positive quality of yourself?" And the person getting interviewed says, "I think that I'm honest." And he goes, "Okay, what would you say is a negative quality of yours?" And he goes, "Honestly, also that I'm too honest." And the interviewer goes, I don't think that's a negative quality." And the guy goes, "I don't give a fuck what you think." I love that thing. Rasha, this is a great honor that you called on the show. We now have to ask you the question. If intelligent, and thank you, Osama, for arranging this. If intelligent life were to, would you be more afraid to find out that aliens exist or that aliens don't exist? Would you, in other words, would you be more afraid to find out that we are alone in the universe or not alone in the universe?
I'd be more afraid if we were alone in the universe.
Interesting. How come?
Because, like, at the rate we're going, I think we need the plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E.
We need help. we need foreign intervention. You're calling for foreign intervention. Okay. What about you? What about Osama?
Osama, what do you think? More afraid if we're alone or not alone?
I'd be more afraid if we're not alone.
More afraid if we're not alone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've found the rift in your relationship. You believe we've found it now. You are the perfect couple except in an alien invasion. In the time of an alien invasion, your relationship will be tested, Rasha. And I hope you guys are ready. Use this time to grow before the alien invasion so that you guys are doing all right.
Hopefully.
Guys, it was so great talking to you. Thanks so much for calling in.
Thank you, Nemr. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right,
great fans. We love you.
Oh, I love you guys too, man. Keep playing with those Legos out in Nigeria. Bye. All right, guys, give me a call. Let's take a couple more callers. The number's on the screen. Hit me up with that WhatsApp right there, and we will take the calls straight on the thing. And we got a call coming in. Coming in from the man who asked the question himself, George Fahid from Ottawa, Canada. George, how's it going, my friend?
Excellent, Nemr. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're using your question today on the show from Reddit. Thank you for the suggestion.
I'm great to hear. It's a good question.
It is a great question. We need to know your answer because we don't have it.
I'll be terrified to know we're alone.
You'll be terrified to know we're alone. Why?
Yeah. Well, knowing how huge is the universe, that will be so weird that we are alone in it. And I really, really, really hope there is another life exists so it can teach us humanity, basic humanity. Like Russia just summed it up. We need help. We need alien.
Do you think we need help? But don't you think that the coronavirus is like a science fiction? It's the same thing, right? Like in science fiction movies, alien thing comes to the world, threatens all of humanity, and then humanity has to unite to fight this alien thing. Isn't the coronavirus that alien thing right now?
Well, I don't know about that. Even when we are out of the coronavirus, people cannot get close. Everybody gonna stay 6 feet apart. So I don't know about that.
But don't you feel that people have been getting a bit closer? I mean, look at us right now in the chat section, all of us together. Like in a way, this has kind of brought us together.
Yes, even if there's alien and attack us, we get closer. We get maybe more humane, which is even more positive that there is alien exist.
Okay, all right, okay, fair enough, done. Okay, we got your opinion, your hot take.
And one point on the name, Fahad is leopard.
Leopard, it's leopard,
my
right?
mind blanked last time, yeah. And it's a combination, and the name came from the combination of a lion and what's the other one?
Panther?
And panther, yes.
Yeah.
That's why it's a leopard.
That's why I thought panther for a second and not leopard, but I was like, I think it's leopard. The most important thing is that we are both brothers in the animal kingdom. I, Nemr, you, Fahid. It's fantastic. Absolutely. Say hi to all our animal friends, and thanks for calling, man.
Take care, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, give me a call. We're taking more calls right here on the phone. So the number's right there, +1 424 542-9902. Call us now. We got Hala calling us from Jordan. Hala behala. How's it going, Hala? Oh, she's calling from Jordan. She probably doesn't realize. Hala, I think you need to get behind a VPN to WhatsApp call from Jordan. It's such a shame. And Dubai. If you want, Hala, send me your answer by voice note, and I will play it here. So, Hala, send me your answer by voice note, and I'll play it here on the show. We got Ahmed Masri calling us from Paris, France. Ahmed, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, brother?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. What would you say is your answer to the question? Would you be more afraid to find out we're alone in the universe or we aren't alone in the universe?
Well, I'll be terrified to know that we're not alone, actually.
Really? You'd prefer that we'd be alone, dude? The expanse of space, and it's just us, all those billions and billions of infinite light years, and it's just us, this small speck of life?
Yeah, see, the way I see it, look at our Earth, which is tiny in comparison to the rest of the universe, and our species, which, you know, it could be a lot more advanced.
Yeah, there's room for improvement.
I would assume.
Room for improvement.
Exactly. And we fucked up so much.
Yeah.
And we killed so many people.
True.
So, I mean, I guess I'm pessimistic to assume that the alien species wouldn't be any better. What if they're like inherently evil?
I mean, true, but I don't think anyone's going to be inherently evil or inherently good. I think everyone's going to be everyone, right? Kind of like humanity. You got good people, you got bad people.
But it's an alien species, so you would never know.
Yeah, no, I know. But I mean, they could be amazing, they could be bad, or they could be just like us, just another species.
Exactly. So why would I take that chance?
Because maybe they have good music. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what if you meet an alien race and they're like, yo, have you guys ever done this kind of music? And they start playing the orangutan guitar, and you're like, what the hell is an orangutan? And you find out that combining an orangutan with a guitar is the greatest instrument in the world, and they change everything because the music is so good, like it slaps hard, and you're like, God damn, what if we meet an alien species and they're just incredibly gorgeous women with great asses? Would that not be an incredible blessing? These are the things, you know,
it would.
You're missing out on the thing.
My thing is, what if we meet an alien species and they nuke the fuck out of us and we're done?
Well, there's also that. But I mean, but there is the chance that they're just great women, or for the women in the audience, or for the women in the audience, they're just chiseled men with incredible physiques who the entire race's purpose was to find women on another planet and to serve them. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's possible. That's possible. And then we as guys lose all our women. And then we have no more women. And then we become like those aliens looking for other women on other planets so that we may serve them so we do not lose those women. And then those men, and then it's an infinite cycle of men, alien men losing their women.
It's going to be a fucking... We're going to declare war on the alien race.
No, we're not going to declare war. We're going to lose the war. So we know our place. We lose our women, and then we become them, and we try to do the same thing. My question to you is... That's a possibility. What if they have good music? I'm just saying it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just...
I mean, yeah, if they have good music.
They have good music, it's all good. All right. Dude, thank you for giving us a call, Ahmed. Take care in Paris.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye, man. You too. Bye. Give me a call, everybody. Let's hear your answers. Let me know what works in your life. Would you be more afraid to find out we have people or more afraid that we don't? We got Simon. Simon, listen to this name. Simon Abi Faisal. Simon Abi Faisal, how's it going from Kuwait? How you doing, man?
All good. How you doing, Nemr? I hope you're safe.
I am very safe, dude. I'm right here in my house, hanging out with you. You know? So tell me, Simon, alhamdulillah, bro, are you safe? Are you happy? Are you okay? Hello?
Hello? Yep.
Yeah, sorry, we lost you for a second. So, what is your answer to the question? Would you be more afraid or less afraid? Would you be more afraid that that we're alone in the universe, or more afraid that we're not alone in the universe?
Actually, I'll be more afraid if we're alone in the universe, but I think the aliens don't want to visit us.
I mean, that's very possible. Just like I said, that Calvin and Hobbes strip, they're like, I think the surest sign that intelligent life exists elsewhere is that none of it has tried to contact us. So there's always that possibility.
Pretty much. I heard this from a comedian a very long time ago that explained that humanity fights against black and white. Aliens could be green. Could you imagine what will happen to them?
That's brilliant. Okay, so you'd prefer that we are alone or we aren't alone?
I prefer that if we're not alone, at least we'd have something to understand from or
to learn from. I like that answer. There's a good potential that we could learn from their perspective. That's a good one, man. That's a really good answer. All right, thanks for calling, man.
All right,
appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Take care of yourself.
You too, Habibi. Bye
bye.
Give me a call, everybody. We'll take one more call. +1 424 542 from New York City. We got Stacy. Stacy, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi, Stacy.
Hey, Nemr.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so well. How is New York life treating you?
It's actually really nice and sunny today, so I'm inside, so I can't really get all the good weather.
Sorry, can you repeat what you said? Because your line cut out.
I'm sorry?
Your line cut out, so we actually missed your answer.
Oh, okay. So my answer is that I would be afraid to meet the aliens.
Why?
Because I don't know, like I'm already comfortable on our planet. Like I just feel comfortable with all say 7-8 billions of us here. Like I don't feel like we don't need extra creatures.
I'm comfortable with 7 or 8 billion. We don't need extra. What if they came and they said, yo, we have a planet identical to your planet, and we have this laser, we can press a button and it'll replicate your planet but with 10 times the space, so you don't have to fight over resources anymore. just thought we'd come in and do a bro move. How would you feel about the aliens then?
I feel good, but I'm still kind of scared because, like, I feel like it's 90% chance that they are really, like, either, like, I don't know, like, I feel like they're creepy, and I don't know, like, I'm just afraid of the unknown, and I'm kind of like, you know, first we have to sort out our problems ourselves as a humanity, and I just feel like the unknown is just like too scary.
Do you think the reason we haven't been contacted by aliens is because they're waiting for us to get our shit together, and then when they're like, oh, they've got their shit together, let's give them a call, they're pretty cool now, I'd like to hang out with them now.
I think they're just like not ready to deal with
our shit, our drama.
Our issues.
They probably saw the Kardashians, like, they're like, what the fuck? These people have a show like this? What is it? I'm pretty sure like aliens probably discovered us and they're like, these people are horrible. This is terrible. This is ridiculous.
But Nemr, don't be so critical of the Kardashians. They taught me English.
I love the Kardashians. I wasn't saying critical. Once again, I was speaking on behalf of the aliens. You see, the aliens don't have great taste in television artistic integrity. But clearly, the Kardashians are the best that we have to offer. But they taught you English?
I'm sorry?
So you learned English by watching the Kardashians?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
So you said you learned English by watching the Kardashians?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you again because your line is cutting out. So you learned English by watching the Kardashians, correct?
Oh, it keeps breaking up. Now I can hear you.
Okay, great. So you're saying you learned English by watching the Kardashians?
Oh my God, the connection is really bad. I didn't hear half of your question.
No worries. You learned English by watching the Kardashians?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but how is that? Because you sound intelligent.
Well, I was just like, I like that they speak so slow and I could understand everything. So that's how I learned. And just because
I love how you're
like I watched it 24/7.
I love that you said that you like that they speak so slow. You were able to, you just diss them without even realizing. You're like, I just love that they use simple words and simple grammar.
Yeah, exactly. And they repeat the same words all the time. So I learned those words.
Okay, all right.
So it was really useful for me when I was just like starting to kind of get the speaking.
Can you do an impression? Can you do a Kim Kardashian impression? Do you have her voice down?
I'm really bad at impressions, but they always they keep repeating, "Oh, it's rude and disrespectful." So I kind of learned that phrase from them.
That is fantastic. You know what? Shout out to the Kardashians for hooking our girl Stacy up with the linguistics. Stacy, it was good talking to you. Always is. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah, say hi to the Kardashians because you're in the same city with them.
I'm heading over there right now. As soon as the show's over, I'm gonna be like, there's this girl Stacy dissing you online. Came in and said you talk slow. So you guys gotta speed it up.
Do you want like a funny story?
Always.
When I just moved to America, like before that, that year I was like really into Enrique Iglesias songs. And so when I came to America, I was like 15. So I came to Florida for a vacation, and I thought I'm gonna bump into Enrique Iglesias somewhere there.
You didn't, did you?
I didn't, but I thought Florida is so small that I'm gonna come out of the airport.
You're like,
and see
I'm gonna see him. He's gonna be there. Florida's really small, right? There's only let's Google this. Florida population, right? Because it's a town basically. It's only got 21.48 million people, so the chances were there. Were you crushed that you did not see Enrique Iglesias? Oh, we lost her again. Hello, Stacy.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Were you crushed that when you said I'm gonna see Enrique Iglesias? What was your vision? You're gonna meet him, and then what's gonna happen? You're gonna get married. You're gonna start a family.
I wanted to get in the music video.
Oh wow. Okay. You go, girl. You go, girl. All right. Well, you know, we missed the opportunity to see you in an Enrique Iglesias video, but we did get you on the show. So thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Nemr.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Enrique Iglesias has a really small penis. Fact. Why do you know this, Nemr? Said the voice in my head. Why are you saying this to the people? I know this because he talks about it a lot. In fact, there's an article, and I just pulled this up right now. It's called 9 Times Enrique Iglesias Discussed as in discussion, his small penis. Okay? So he says, these are quotes. In Enemy in 2011, he said, I can never find extra small condoms, and I know it's really embarrassing for people, you know, from experience. In 2005, he said, I can't believe there's an article that has these. I didn't literally say my penis was small, but I also didn't care that people said I had a small penis. Maybe it didn't bother me because I don't, but even if I did, I wouldn't care. Give me a break. Sounds like something somebody would say that has a small penis. I go skinny dipping if there's no paparazzi around. There's not a lot to show off. He said that in 2007. I meant I needed a reduction, not an enlargement. The people who wrote I had a small penis misunderstood. He said that in 2013. In 2007, he said, my worst defect is from my waist down. I'm sorry. No, that's not my worst defect, but it is a little curved. In 2013, he said, I'd change my penis if I could. It's way, way too small. I feel bad for this. I said I had a small penis as a joke, and the media took it literally when it is not the truth. So when people find out it's not the case, they are pleasantly surprised, he said in 2011. And in 2009, he said, shit, I don't even last 8 minutes now. Yo, but real talk, man. You can go, if you're not really in good shape, you can get on a diet, you can go to the gym. Boom. Right? You look good. Right? If you got an ugly face, you can sculpt your body. Everything's fine. But if you're short, or if you have a small penis, there's nothing you can do about that. But in the case of a small penis, if you're out there and you got one of those ones, you got to know you don't need, it's not about the, right? It's not the motion. What is it? It's not the size. It's the motion of the ocean. You got to know how to do, there's guys with big penises out there that couldn't do anything with a woman or a guy. So don't worry about it. I don't want people to think I'm out here penis shaming. You know what I'm saying? Because I read the Enrique Iglesias stuff. But I just thought this was information you guys needed to know. Let me take a look at the comment section just so that I can feel that I brought you guys some great and much needed education today on the thing. Short peoples could always consider changing sex. Jesus Christ, Carl UBJ. Rachel, no, I won't break it. I fixed the mount on the microphone. So it is sturdy and ready to go. Guys, that's all the time we have for the show today. This was a fun show, man. This was a fun show. Interesting change of pace. Jim was feeling a bit on the serious side. Should we play some guitar? I don't have the other camera angle that I wanted to do. Let's play a different tune. Let me put in a different song to end the show on. Let me choose one at random. Let's go with, what's this? Miami? So I named my songs based on where I made them. So I must have been in Miami for a show. So we're going to end the show with a new song. I don't know if this is a good song, though. I don't know what this is. So, yeah, Michael, I'll try Mike right now. I think this is it. Jesus, it's a huge project. It's still loading in the background. You guys see that? So I'm excited to see what song this is. Right? Let's see what we got. Come on, Jesus. This is not, okay. Let's see what song is this? Oh, yeah, this song slaps hard. This song goes very hard. We can't end the show. You can't end this. You really can't end this show on this song because it's like, it's too hardcore. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's got like, you want to start a fight on this song, but you don't want to get it. You know what I'm saying? You can't like say goodbye to this. This is a song that you play before you get to war. It's got that kind of vibe. Evil, sinister, and then the bass comes in like, oh, yeah, right. All right. Okay. alien greeting song. That's it. Robert D80. We meet the aliens like this. We're like, What's up, aliens? You guys ready to face off with humanity? We got a reality show about a bunch of women, and they get the most views, and they speak slow. It's called the Kardashians. What? You sure you're ready for us, aliens? Do you know what's coming? Do you? Okay. I really love that song. So we gotta change. We gotta find a different song to say goodbye to. Let's see. This is Mikey. So I made this song with Michael, who's in the comment section. So we just loaded Mikey. I don't really remember. It should be the intro music for like WWE or some shit. Let's see. This is loading. I don't remember what this thing. Take our Kardashians, please. Right? Ooh, this one's sexual. This one's powerful. It's got a don't stop. I remember this shit. Was there a song version of this? I think there was a song version of this where I arranged it into a song. Yep, there we go. All right? Okay. Comes in here. Ooh. It's got some sensuality to it, right? It's nice. So, yeah, it's time for us to say goodbye to this sweet, sweet tune right now. So, goodbye to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Yaman Sharaf Dabagh. Good to see you. Sharb al-Bas. Welcome. Ahmed Faris. Thank you so much. C. Barakat. Take care, my friend. Everybody on Twitch. Keanu Reeves on YouTube. Michael Bea. Ralph Aswad. Welcome. Stacy. Zoom party. We should do a Zoom party. We should do a dance party. I gotta do a party where I make some music live with you guys. We put the tunes together. We add some loops. We do that stuff. We could do that. You know, that would be a lot of fun to put some loops together. That ended too soon. That was a nice tune. I was in the middle of the hype on that song. You know what I'm saying? We could make music. I think we could make music pretty easily. Like we could make our own thing if I wanted to. I could just open up Logic right now. Hold on, let me see if I could do that. We could make a custom send-off. Since it's just us right now and the show's pretty much over, we could just screw around right now and see if we could do something funny. Make like a beautiful song that would just change humanity. In case the aliens are watching, we need to show the aliens that we are capable, as Optimus Prime said it, that I've seen their capacity for power. So we could show them that right now. The aliens, we could let them know that we have the capacity for power, right? That's what we could do. Let's see if this is set up correctly. Is this set up correctly, Nemr? Is this set up correctly? You're doing this live on the air. So we're not, this isn't prepared. So obviously, I need to click a few buttons here to bring up this project. Let's do that right now. Yeah, we got the guitar in, so I could loop it. What speed should we put the BPM of this song to? Where's my pick? Let's get a pick. My box of picks right here. This is what, 98 BPM? No, I don't know if that's too slow. I can barely hear it. Let me make it louder. Yes, I want it to be louder. Come, power. Where's the metronome? Should I share my screen so you guys see what the hell I'm doing? Let's do that. Share screen. Boom. Here we go. Okay. Do you want to use? No, don't use. Okay, let's go into preferences. Let's go to our audio. Let's go to, where's the metronome? Recording. Is it here? Oh, I think it's here actually. In project management or settings. Let's go into audio, recording. So that's the metronome. There we go. Simple mode. Volume. Okay. Okay. Tone. I don't know what tone does. Let's press. Ooh. Ooh. Do you guys know what that is? That's sending out an SOS. You know. Right? Wasn't that it? It was up here, though. Sending out an SOS. Okay. So if we're gonna go with this speed, let me see if this works. Let's find a random chord. Let's see. What do we got here? Yeah, I like this tempo. This tempo is good. Shall we make a song, everybody? Shall we make a song? Let's make a song. Let's press record on this, and let's make a song to say goodbye to everybody, and then we're going to have to sing over it. So I'm going to use the lyrics that you suggest. Once the song is ready, your lyrics are going to make this song. So I want you guys to be ready to do that. Not just yet. Let's just press record right now and get this thing going. Let's see what happens right here. Okay. We got everything going through? All right. Okay, so we got our initial riff, right? So if you guys are looking for how to mix, this is actually going to double up as a lesson right here on how to mix music together. So what you want to do is we got our thing from here. I'm going to take the second take because I liked it more. Right? So we're looking at what we got going on here. So the beat's right here. I did play it off beat though. So let's see if that lines up right. Yeah. I'm gonna do another take because I'm an idiot. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to play it on the beat. So when it counts in on 4, where's my pick? I just dropped it, so we're gonna go and press record. What happened to the metronome? Oh, I turned it off. Okay, record. There we go. And undo. There we go. And enter to bring it back. Record. Okay, so now we got that, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to cut this last one off right here, delete that, and then press the L button, and now you have a loop of that, right? So it's just going to keep on playing. We got that going. What you're going to want to do, and this is the secret to mixing really good guitar, you actually want to play it again, and you're going to want to move one left and one right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and play it again. Right? So we got that. Then we cut this. Are you ready to hear how beautiful this is going to sound? You do that, loop that, and you take this track here, extreme left, this guitar, extreme right, and when you play it, it sounds... Sounds really nice. Right? And then you can screw around with it. Ugh. So we find the scale, right? So that's, you can screw around with it, but we're not done yet. We still need to put a beat on it, right? So we got a beat. We can't not put a beat on it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see if these drums work or not. Let's see. Oof. Okay, so we can do something like that, right? Let's see what noise. We gotta clap, slap. Okay, okay. All right, let's see. Let's go here. Simple beat. Oh, I forgot to press record. Whoops, whoops. I'm recording over the guitar. Stop! Ah! Okay, so let's add a new track. Let's add a new track. Change the input on the track to the MPC. Which one is the MPC? So we're going to jump in here. Let's go to MPC. Where is it? MPC Live is on analog 5 and 6. Perfect. So we're going to grab in here. Nope. Go into input 5. And that should be... Yep, right there. We got the level. And we're going to make sure this is centered. And we're going to press record. Okay, so we got that, right? We got that as an initial bass beat, okay? Then we can do another track, and this isn't the correct workflow, by the way. What I'm doing right here isn't the way you're supposed to do it, but this works. This works. This is bizarre the way I'm doing it, but it kind of works. So if right now we have this so far. Oh, wait, did I screw up then? Okay. Whoa, what's going on here? So it's shifting the timing. So what I'm supposed to be doing is actually bringing the guitar into this machine. Seems to be a bit of a lag between when I'm pressing these and when it's coming into the thing. So let me just bring in a beat myself let me do it within Logic, not from the machine, so that it doesn't sound off note, right? So let's go ahead and let's bring in some drums. What's our BPM here? 98. Let's screw it up. Let's go ahead and look for, we're going to organize by tempo, and we're going to find something that's in the 98 BPM natively, although it will play back. But 98 is there's usually some... Yeah, boy! Yeah! 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 This is such a bad... This is the worst beat you could have chosen for this. I just, out of comedy's sake, I want to just see what it sounds like if I brought the beat in. I just want to... Yeah! Yeah! Let's get some vocals. Hold on, let me do this. My tempo. Let's see what we have at 98. Okay, stop.
What you wanna do, baby? It's on you. What you wanna do, baby? It's on you. What you wanna do, baby? It's on you.
Drop it, drop it. Jam on it.
I'm fucking 100% using the boys choir background. Let's go and see. It's out of note. It's the wrong tune. Oh, no. They killed my father. He was here, alive, and they just killed him. They don't know what they do. They tear our family apart. I must avenge my father. Please, Father, forgive me. I cannot forgive them. I love you, Father. Ah! Okay, so I think this one fits perfectly. It's gonna be hard to get these. We should just stick with like. Oh yeah. He doesn't do his at the second that it. So let's cut this track here. So it's the second. Okay, and now we'll grab. Now we can move the track so that it starts on the beat, right? That he hits the as soon as the thing comes in. So let's go ahead and do that right there. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yes.
Drop it, jam on it. Drop it, jam on it. Drop it.
This is better than this one.
Drop it, jam on it. Drop it,
Yeah, we got it, boys. This is it.
Jam on it.
All right, lyric time. It's lyric time. We got. This is our chorus. The drop it. That's our chorus. So we need lyrics now. So everybody in the chat, hit me with the lyrics. We got it. We got to come in with the lyrics. This is what we got so far. So I want you guys to be inspired. Yes. Yes.
Drop it,
yes.
Jam on it. Drop it, jam on it.
Ooh, we can add a cool effect. You guys ready for this? Here we go. Wait, is that it? No. Wait, where's the cool effect? Oh, it's not this setting. Check this out. We're gonna do something really cool. Ooh. Oh, I'm not pressing record. It would help if I recorded these amazing things that I'm about to do. Do you guys see what we're doing right here? Do you see this? We're gonna make something. We're gonna make some musical beauty right here. Work on the lyrics, people. Okay, wait. Let's find the... We gotta find what works with this, because this is a weird effect. There. No. That's...
Drop it, jam on it. Drop it, jam on it.
Okay, I like that. That sound works. So let's record that. Let's go to the beginning.
Drop it, jam on it. Drop it, jam on it.
You know what's funny? None of this is recording. I have the wrong input. Are you guys getting are the lyrics there yet? I'm just wasting time until you guys come out with the lyrics. Where are the lyrics? I don't see lyrics. Ah, there I am. Speaking of aliens spreading amongst the sapiens, annihilating all of us with what was dubbed coronavirus. Are you out there? I'm waiting here. Come to me, please. I will always be there. Okay. Did we hit 1,000 followers? Is that what happened? Is that what happened on the thing, on the Twitch? Oh, we hit 1,000 followers. Woo! All right, we're making music. We hit 1,000 followers on Twitch, and it's stuck on it. I think that's fantastic. Okay, guys, we got the music ready. Are you ready? I think we have the lyrics. So the lyrics for the song are going to be lyrics from Natalie Bandage. Oh, Natalie Bandage, what's up, girl? Natalie Bandage is actually a musician, so this is awkward because I suck. And don't judge me, Natalie. I'm just having fun. I want to bring this in again because it's the chorus. So, actually, no. What I should do is this should come in here, and then I should start singing here. Okay. Hey, alien, say hello if you can hear me. I come in peace too. Can you really see me? Hey, alien, say hello. I know you can hear me. The Kardashians send you their love. You'd want to pay Earth a visit to check those chicks out. How am I going to sing this? Hold on. Is this a spoken word? Hey, alien. Wait. Take the metronome off. There's no need for this. There's no need for this at all. What is it? Okay. And yes. Come on. Yeah.
Drop it. Jam on it. Drop it. Jam on it.
Hey, alien, say hello. If you can hear me, I come in peace too. Can you really see me? Hey, alien, say hello. I know you can hear me. The Kardashians send the love. We want to pay Earth a visit to check those chicks out. Giving you a pretty good reason, cause it's a flu season. Hey, alien, say hello. Say hello. Alien, say hello. Say hello if you can hear me, say hello. Stacy is kind of afraid, say hello. Come down and give her a flower, say hello. She's sweet just like Rapunzel, say hello. On a tower, say hello. Hey, alien, say hello, say hello. If you can hear me, say hello. Come on.
Drop it.
Alien.
Jam on it. Drop it.
Come on. I said, hey, alien, say hello. I'm looking for other lyrics in the chat section because I saw him. Where is it? I saw him earlier. Where is the lyric? No, I lost them. Where were they? There it is. Ahmed Fadis came in with the lyrics. Okay, we're going back right here. Yeah. From the end to the R, my fans coming from near and far. Nemr with the quarantined edition. I interview guests like I'm on a mission. That's the end of the lyrics, critical end of the submission. I don't even know how to rap, so this is gonna come off like a white guy on the... I'm not a rapper, so I need your lyrics to do this kind of thing. So now we improvise our own things. I'm gonna say goodbye to this. Goodbye, everybody. We've had a good time today with you. Yeah. Goodbye, Ramzi Abu Zaki, goodbye. Keanu Reeves, goodbye. Nakhli, goodbye. Robert D80. Rachel Freha, you come from YouTube. That's a beautiful thing. Sana Ghamrawi, thank you so much for joining us. And it's fading out naturally, so we bring it back to the beginning. At the beginning of time, there was only one man. His name was Jonathan, and he had sick beats. He came in with his pants. He had one message.
Drop it. Jam on it. Drop it.
Yeah.
Jam on it.
He said, drop your pants, drop them down. Because you don't need your pants no more. All you need is your underwear. And you just need to take care, so take care. And always wear underwear, take care. And always wear underwear, take care. And always wear underwear. He came with a message for everyone to follow. Take care and always wear underwear. That way you'll know where you have to be. It's one pair of underwear. It's not two, even though it's called a pair. If it's one, then it should just be underwear. But they call it a pair and it's very confusing. People wonder all the time why they say that. That's why people like Stacy learn English from the Kardashians, cause it's confusing. How do you know how to put together the musings when you think to yourself if that's a way? Or is it just another day for English to screw with you? For English to screw with you. For English to screw with you. For English to screw with you. So just remember, take care and always wear underwear. 119 Not a single pair, just one underwear. Not a pair unless you have two, but don't put them on simultaneously, because if you do, then you're gonna chafe, and you got two, it's just gonna cause a lot of friction, and it's gonna be messed up, and you don't want to do that. So just take care and wear one pair of, like, one underwear, but it's not a pair. Thank you for tuning in. This was a wonderful time. Take care, everybody. Bye, everyone. I'm out. I love you guys. Bye.